Hello everyone, so in this video we are going to be going over the basics of acetals and the mechanism of acetal formation. So starting off, what is an acetal? Acetals are molecules that are formed from the reaction of two equivalents of an alcohol with an aldehyde or ketone and the subsequent elimination of water. Now, acetals only form under acidic conditions, and they are super useful in that they are often used as protecting groups, which we will get to in a later video. So here we can see we have our ketone. We will be adding two equivalents of our methanol along with water and forming our acetal. So jumping right into that mechanism, we are going to add H+ to our ketone, which is going to protonate our oxygen, giving it a positive charge. Now, through resonance, we are able to take some of those electrons forming our carbon-oxygen double bond and push them up onto oxygen, leaving us with an alcohol group and a carbocation. Now, the first equivalent of our alcohol group is going to be added, and that is going to be accompanied by the nucleophilic attack of the oxygen onto what was our carbonyl carbon, leaving us with something that looks a little bit like this. Now, at this point, a second equivalent of our alcohol is going to be added, only this time instead of doing a nucleophilic attack, it is going to deprotonate our oxygen from our alcohol group that we just added, making that oxygen no longer positively charged. Now, at this point, we have formed a hemiacetal, which is super unstable, so we are going to want to continue our reaction further. All right, moving on. Next, we are going to basically do all of what we've done so far again. So we are going to add more H+, which is going to protonate our alcohol group even further, giving us water, which is a really good leaving group, which is then going to leave our molecule. So now that water has left, we have formed another carbocation, which is able to do resonance, reforming a double bond to oxygen, and that oxygen now is going to be positively charged instead of our carbon. Next, another equivalent of our alcohol is going to be added, and it is going to do the same thing as before. It's going to do a nucleophilic attack on our carbonyl carbon, pushing those electrons from the double bond up onto oxygen. Finally, we are going to add one last equivalent of our alcohol in order to deprotonate the group that we added in the step prior. Finally, we are going to be left with our acetal, that product that we were hoping to get to in the beginning. So I know this mechanism can be a little bit long. Luckily, it's from the beginning up to the point of the hemiacetal. You just repeat that whole process again. For the most part, there are some differences, but for the most part, it's very similar, adding like the two equivalents of alcohol and everything. So now I have a few problems for you to try. So for that first one, you're trying to figure out what the acetal product will be. And in the second one, you have to figure out what the alcohol group is that you are adding. All right, so here are your answers to those practice problems. And thank you so much for watching.